capitalism until they suddenly awake to find they have communism.
The truly dire and tragic warning that history has for us, if we are willing to open our eyes and use a little common and uncommon sense, is the structure for this type of political upheaval with all of the brutality and injustice has already been fabricated within our nation. If we are truly interested in restoring the ideals of our republic, upgrading our schools, preserving our environment, getting the state out of our churches, reducing the control of the government, lowering our taxes, freeing our media, having constitutional money, and protecting ourselves, family, and friends, and all citizens from this corporate technological sorcery, we have to remember it all starts with an idea, a vision, and then a plan. As with most plans, the KISS, or Keep It Simple strategy, is important to remember. First and foremost, it is essential to start each day with sincere prayers to ask for guidance and help. The time that we are living in is the vortex of a new millennia, and the decisions that we make in this free will universe will determine whether our future as humans is one based upon respect, justice, truth, family, and spiritual awareness, or whether the future we will have is based upon materialism, autocracy, and tyranny. There is the old saying that
God helps those that help themselves.
And the most important and powerful help we can get is by getting our priorities right. At the end of Chapter 8, I talked about a secret weapon that was more powerful than Excalibur. Well, that weapon is our personal consciousness and sovereign soul force. All of us, by the very nature of being human, are divine, eternal, and have access to immense spiritual treasures that are at the core of our souls. At the very end of the movie The Matrix, when Neo let love into his life, he experienced his higher consciousness and said,
I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you, a world where anything is possible.
Neo was only able to access this force through love, and we patriots have to remember that if we are to be successful, we have to stay in our heart space instead of in our heads. Yes, any and all things are possible if we really let God into our lives. This is not just some sweet saying. It's one of the highest spiritual truths. If we are able to use this time of conflict as an opportunity to become the proverbial spiritual warriors, we must first be aware of and then connect with our soul. In contacting that soul force, we start to understand the reality of God's permanent natural laws instead of subconsciously living in fear. Remember, the ultimate weapons that the Illuminati use to keep us down are illusion and confusion. The illusions they conjure are an attempt to convince us that we are weak and separate in this world. In truth, we are strong, we have God, family, and friends, we are intelligent, and we have everything that we could ever need. The bottom line is that we either live in fear or in conscious love. This free will selection between fear and love goes on continuously with moment-to-moment choices. One of these choices is to continually watch ourselves, and a great acronym to remember is this.
Watch our words, watch our actions, watch our thoughts, watch our character, and watch our heart.
Conscious love includes understanding, not hating, and eventually loving even those who are trying to enslave us. Easy to say, but not so easy to do. The second part of the strategy is personal knowledge. The cold, hard facts are that each of us have to spend the time and energy to read books, newspapers, and magazines of value, watch tapes, go to meetings, and talk with like-minded people to educate ourselves. Yes, I know that this is not always easy or convenient, and that everyone is busy. But the fact remains, every single one of us, you, yes you, is an important part of the plan for success. With knowledge comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes power. Each of us need to empower ourselves, and the reference material in this audiobook is a great place to start. Third, it is essential to understand that we are in a race of time. Either we, the people who believe in the ideals of the Republic and understand the conspiracy of the elite, increase our numbers, organization, and relative strength, or the velvet-gloved iron fist of the plutocracy will come crashing down. Though everyone knows that there is something really wrong, only about 1 to 1.5% of the population can articulate and understand the real causes of the manipulation and are committed to restoring the Republic. For success, we are going to have to increase our relative numbers to approximately 5% of the American population. We can do this, we really can, because we have truth on our side, and every day there are more and more people who are ready to listen. However, this means major grassroots warfare. Every person you know and almost every person you meet needs to be educated. Every single one of us needs to become a truth multiplier about the dangers of the New World Order. In this process, it must be remembered that most people have a subconscious defense system called cognitive dissonance that makes them wary or fearful of new ideas. This is where we have to be discerning, patient, and wise. We need to initially approach our friends about the elite with simple explanations and in ways that will not overwhelm them. I found that talking about the problems of the Federal Reserve Board is generally a good place to start because most people are concerned and can understand pocketbook issues. As soon as someone gets that glazed look in their eyes, you know that you've lost them. It's especially important that we educate the clergy, the police, and the young. We also need to do our best to give our local elected officials information. Yes, 95% will not listen, read, or even care about what you are bringing them. But if we can just convince some to stand up and speak the truth, it will help our cause immensely. One congressman in particular needs to be applauded and appreciated for his wisdom, clarity, persistence, and courage. And that is Ron Paul, who for years has led the lonely fight to restore constitutional government in the House of Representatives. Finally, the winner says, it may be difficult, but it's possible. If we want to be the winners, we need to be part of the positive solution, to have thought-out programs and have the willpower to do the hard chores. There are a lot of front porch patriots who understand the dangers facing us and can talk about the problems of globalism, but knowledge without remedial action is a waste. Following is a list of what you can do to restore the ideals and reality of the Republic.
1. Start your day with prayers and fill your day with prayers. Ask for guidance and help. We have to fully understand that what we are facing is a spiritual conflict.
2. Read the book And the Truth Shall Set You Free by David Icke. It is well written and a superb insight into the New World Order.
3. Find the person in your community who knows the very most about the dangers of globalism and ask them to teach you. You'll be amazed at how much information they have.
4. Get a copy of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. They're good reads, and I bet you'll learn something.
5. Immediately take a subscription to the American Free Press, formerly the Spotlight, America's last real newspaper. Every week they report on news stories that will make your head spin. To subscribe, call 1-800-522-6292, toll free.
6. Plant a vegetable garden. It's fun. It keeps the money out of the hands of the elite, and most importantly, we need to stay healthy.
7. Join, become active, and help reform the Reform Party or the Constitutional Party. They are not perfect. However, they are organizations that are filled with great patriotic citizens. We absolutely, positively have to have a political organization that focuses on constitutional principles.
8. Write a book or booklet about the